We're with Elizabeth Gillis, language art teacher at Logan View High School, and her Composition 2 students, who have just launched a blog site they named Word to Your Raider, home blog of the Logan View Writers Guild.
Welcome to class. To finish up.
Ms. Gillis, can you tell us why you chose a blog and not a traditional print publication to show off your exemplary student work?
I picked the blog because it was free and I thought the students would be able to access it easily. Since everybody's pretty well online, it would be a nice place to keep it, and then nobody would have to have space for it or store it or keep it or throw it away or not.
And Tyler, did you know anything about blogs before you started this project?
Before we started our blog, I knew that there were places where some people, they would write about personal experiences or about their feelings for a day, and I've never had one of my own, and I didn't really know what they were. I just knew they were places where people could voice their personal experiences and feelings about particular subjects.
When was your first student post to Word to the Raider, home blog of the Logan View Writers Guild?
With the first post, the end of the second week of school, I think the 25th of August, it took a little while to get into the writing groove and get assignments that could be put up on the blog. I think the first couple assignments that the Comp 2 class had weren't really blog type assignments. So the seniors ended up on there with their great novels work and some of the drama work, but since then it's been dominated. Since we've gotten into the rhythm of things with Comp 2, it's mostly whenever those come up.
Kaylee, how did you feel when Ms. Gillis said, "We're going to make a blog"?
I was kind of excited because we've never done anything like this before, and Ms. Gillis has her class doing a lot of things new and exciting, and I don't know, it gets me more interested in writing because I try to write better so I can make the blog.
And you can actually monitor visitors to the site, so what's your traffic look like?
So far we've had 350 hits, which can be the same people, I'm not sure, but we had the most hits we had in a day was 89. Now we're averaging about 25 to 30 to 35 hits a day, up to 40. Whereas before I really we were trying to get the word out, we only had 2 or 3 a day, which were mostly people that were here in the class. So, but now that we've got more parents and teachers and students are checking it.
Carly, you've actually had work published on the blog site, so can you tell me, it was exemplary writing, what have you learned that is most important about writing?
I think that it's really important if you put a lot of heart into it, and that you kind of relate to the people that you're trying to get your word out to, and if you put some personal experience or something that they could relate to, then it'd make it way more interesting to read.
What's the measuring stick for exemplary student writing?
The writing that ends up on the blog, I consider if it's something that I think the readers of the blog in general, like parents, the other teachers, and the other students would actually want to read it. So for example, the Great Novels class is writing some really good responses to the novel we're reading, but it isn't necessarily relevant to the people that are reading the blog all the time. So I look at to see, do they write well? Do they have a good idea? Is it going to be interesting to the blog readers? And then I consider too, because if we do one prompt and there's 40 people writing about one thing, no matter how good all 40 of them are, nobody wants to read 40 examples of great essays on whether or not you should have an allowance or not. So then I consider what are some of the best today, and then try to just change it and share it with the opportunity with other writers at other assignments.
Sam, I understand that you've also been published on the blog, so my question for you is, how does it feel to be a published writer? To know that people are actually paying attention and they're seeing what you've written?
It's actually kind of exciting to know that, not just my teacher is reading my assignments or my papers, that, my fellow students and my parents and other people around my community are reading what I wrote. So it's kind of interesting.
So my last question is, how can people find and follow you on the blog spot?
Logan View